Both of them were sentenced to life imprisonment and deported to the cellular jail in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where they endured severe conditions and torture. On 8th April 1929, in the Central Legislative Assembly, two bombs fell from the gallery during the session. It was to discuss the two controversial bills, the Trade Dispute Bill and the Public Safety Bill, which would curtail the civil liberties of Indians under British rule. But what was in these two bills, and who planned to bomb the assembly session? The Trade Dispute Bill and the Public Safety Bill infringed upon workers' rights and freedom of expression, as well as the civil liberties and human rights of Indians. The Trade Dispute Bill imposed a 15-day notice requirement for strikes and lockouts in public utilities, alongside the British authority to declare protest illegal and penalize participants. Meanwhile, the Public Safety Bill granted the British the power to detain suspects without trial, with the aim of suppressing the influence of communism and revolutionary movement in India. Bhagat Singh was a keen observer of the economic and political development of India. He had been closely studying countrywide strikes of the workers in 1927-28. He found that workers' strikes were getting stronger all over the country. Thus, British government would forcefully pass both bills. Viceroy Lord Irwin hinted that if the assembly did not pass both bills, he will use his special powers and get the bills promulgated through the ordinance. Bhagat Singh planned a protest along with his members of the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, and he called a meeting of the Central Committee where he addressed as follows. He said, "The British government wants the bill to be passed by the Assembly to show the world that these laws are made by the representatives of the people. In this way, if these laws are to be implemented, let them be promulgated by the special powers of the Viceroy. The government has become deaf. It does not hear the voice raised against these laws all over the country. We shall have to make our voice heard." Bijoy Kumar Sinha and Batukeshwar Dutt were assigned the task of throwing the bomb at the Legislative Assembly during the voting session of the bill. Bhagat Singh, the prime suspect in Saunders' murder case, highly sought by the British government, opted to stay in the background. Their plan of action was as follows. The two non-fatal bombs, as well as pamphlets, were to be thrown by the party members in the assembly just after the announcement of the voting results of the Trade Dispute Bill. Following the bomb-throwing action in the assembly, the members will not escape but surrender. The arrested members will expose the government with court statements using the court as a platform. But Bhagat Singh's associates were not happy with him for not executing the actual bombing. Dr. Bhagwan Das Mahure, Sukhdev Raj, Shiv Varma, Jaydev Kapoor, and a few others strongly opposed his decision, and Bhagat Singh replaced Bijoy Kumar Sinha. On 8th April 1929, Bhagat Singh and B.K. Dutt, dressed as Englishmen, sat in the gallery during the voting session of the assembly. The Tribune covered the scene of the assembly bombing in an article dated 9th April 1929 as follows. A couple of days after their arrest, Bhagat Singh's father, Sardar Kishan Singh, approached Mr. Asaf Ali, the leading lord of the country and a prominent member of the Indian National Congress. The Delhi Assembly bomb outrage was a significant event in India's legal history, but the trial concluded in just 2 months. On 6th June 1929, Bhagat Singh and B.K. Dutt made their historic court statement, primarily drafted by Bhagat Singh. On 12th June 1929, Leonard Middleton delivered the verdict in the Delhi session, accused of causing deaths in the courtroom, charging them under Section 307 of the Indian Penal Code and Section 3 of the Explosive Substances Act of 1908. Bhagat Singh and Dutt rejected the option of pleading guilty or seeking mercy from the British authorities. They viewed the trial and their appearances in court as opportunities to promote their revolutionary ideas and expose the injustice and oppression of colonial rule. Both of them were sentenced to life imprisonment and deported to the cellular jail in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where they endured severe conditions and torture. For more untold stories, subscribe and press the bell icon. Leave a comment to share unknown stories and insights you know. Stay curious, stay connected.